Alright, welcome to the Huckleburry Show. I'm your Huckleberry. So today is October 3rd, and I'll be keeping with the 3 theme and talk about stuff that happens at 3 a.m. Because it's October, I figured I'd make it a little spooky. All the 4 podcasts that I'm releasing this month, it's all going to be creepy stories or strange happenings. But this is going to be about 3 a.m. So while I have 2 stories about things that happened at me at 3 a.m., they aren't scary or anything, they're just weird. I assume that everybody has, when they wake up at 3 a.m., something weird happens. Like a video they're watching is exactly what they dreamed of, or I don't know, like they see a weird ad. Like for me, it was a weird ad. The first time I woke up at 3 a.m., I saw basically a really weird ad about this girl in the woods, and there are texts that I don't remember what it said, but at the very end, I see the girl run away. Yeah, and I see the girl run away, and then like the text says, "Find her before she's gone." And, like from then on, I went like on a spree trying to find it. I think like I spent maybe 2 weeks looking up different combinations of girl lost in woods, ad, movie, YouTube at 3 a.m. So like weird things just to try to find that ad and see what it was about, but I can't seem to find it. Like I know exactly the way like the Gone was designed. Like I've drawn it out, but like I still can't find anything related to it. Like it was just I can't find it anymore. And like I think maybe one day in the future we'll be able to access memories, and like I could probably see it again through there. But hopefully I don't forget what it looked like. But I'm probably not. It's gonna stick with me forever. The second weird TV or I guess YouTube experience that I had when I woke up was I woke up to like this guy singing on a stage. He was wearing an all yellow suit, and it was weird. It's like there's no sound at all. It was just him singing, and like you see people cheering, and and then like right when the ad is about to end, like you see like white text, or I think it was yellow, and it said "The Magic Man," and like I had no idea what it was about, but I just knew that it looked really weird and really cool at the same time. So I'm trying to find that also, but I haven't spent too much time looking for that one. I'm more like, I want to know what the whole girl in the woods thing was about. So I guess that's my main goal, to try to figure it out. But they say 3 a.m. is the witching hour, and basically it's like the devil's hour. So you see a lot of like creepypastas or like rituals performed at 3 a.m. And I think it was to mock the Holy Trinity. Like you do it at 3 a.m. to like mock the Holy Trinity. So and like they're like on Reddit, you'll see people who wake up at 3 a.m. and they like feel like they're being watched, or they're like having sleep paralysis. Like they see like something in the corner of their eye, but sleep paralysis is just like hallucinations that you're having. Like you're awake, but you're also dreaming at the same time. And I think that's what sleep paralysis is. But like stories at 3 a.m. Like people who like there's some people who actually wake up at 3 a.m. to get their day started, and like I don't know, like that's also kind of weird. Like waking up at 3 a.m. just to start your day. Like I guess if you live far from work, then you probably have to do that. But I don't know. Just waking up at 3 is a little too much for me. Like I'd rather wake up at like maybe 5. 5 is my earliest that I'll wake up. I think one of the creepy pastas that I read that kind of stuck with me was the one where you play a game with the devil. And so basically you go to a church, like you deface something, but just make sure you're able to like put it back the way it was. You also should have people next to you, just in case like something happens, he can pull you out of it. But basically, the whole goal is to like make the devil, or like the devil ask you or trick the devil into getting a wrong answer, and so then he'll either give you like, I think it was a wish, or predict your future, or like help you get to the future you want to get to. I don't remember. I haven't read the creepypasta in a long time, so I don't know. But that's the whole goal. It's like trick the devil. And I think that's like pretty interesting. Another one is I think it was 11 Miles, where you desire something like love, money, or fame, or what was the other one? I don't really remember the third one, but like you're supposed to go on like a drive in the middle of nowhere, and then like, just keep driving, and then like later on you'll like, if you want love, you'll see like roses in the ground, or if you want money, you'll see like trees shining gold, and you keep driving. And so for 11 miles, you're going down a straight road, and like the whole point of which was that you shouldn't get distracted. Just keep going the way you're going. Like there'll be twists and turns everywhere. Like if you miss one, you'll die. Or if like you get the first mile to like decide if you want to back out, because the first mile nothing happens, and if you want to back out, just like reverse, and like it won't happen. But like the whole thing was like at the very like few last miles is the most hardest, and like if you want like love, if you wanted money, if you wanted like something else, like you're supposed to think about it the whole way through and be like, I want this, I want to be like the love of my life, I want to be extremely rich, I want to be I don't know, famous. Like you're supposed to think that the whole way through, and then like at the very end, once you completed everything, after you've gone through like all the horrible stuff, like you finally get what you want, you get your wish. And then let's see what other creepypastas are out there. But like besides creepypastas, I think like shows, like I don't know if anybody's ever seen what's that show called again? What's it called? Tales of the Crypt. How do I forget that? Like Tales of the Crypt had some like pretty strange shows, or pretty strange episodes. You know, I think I should save it because I want to do an episode about Twilight Zone, Tales of the Crypt, Creep Show. I just saw that one, and there's also another show that came out a long time ago, and I don't remember what it was called. It has something to do with the bridge. But I'll do an episode on those later. I think this one is about like, I think I should just make this one about 3 a.m. and creepypastas. So another creepypasta that kind of has this new, like waking up at 3 a.m. or like seeing things at a strange hour would be Squidward Suicide, or like lost episodes, or episodes that don't exist but like people remember them, or like I guess that's how it's supposed to be until people find out this is all a joke, not a joke but like just stories that people write. I think the first one that came out was like Squidward Suicide, where like somebody saw an episode of SpongeBob, and like it was getting darker, progressively darker and darker, and then like at the very end, Squidward shoots himself or something like that. I don't really remember. Like I'll probably look up the story later, just see what it was about. But I know like SpongeBob recently like had an episode, and they had like a little homage to Squidward Suicide. But I know like for a fact. Oh wait, no, it wasn't somebody who watched it. It was somebody who edited the show, and then they saw that episode, and like no one animated it, and like it wasn't progressively getting darker. It was like already dark, but it started getting more realistic, and that's where the whole thing. Like if you'll see people who criticize creepypastas, they'll say like, oh, the whole it gets realistic. The eyes get hyper realistic. It's like it's a bad story when they say hyper realistic eyes or hyper realistic blood or something like that. But yeah, that's just Squidward Suicide. I know they made like someone made a video of it, like an actual video, and yeah, they made an homage to it on SpongeBob in the latest episode. Another one would be Dead Bart. I actually never really seen or heard too much about this one. I just know that they go on a trip and then Bart opens a window and he falls out of the plane. And then he lands in a graveyard, and like the graveyard has names of famous people, the day they lived and the day they died, even though they hadn't died yet. And they said they predicted Michael Jackson's death or somebody else's death in there. But I don't know, that one seems a little too weird. I know whatchamacallit. It's that one, Adult Swim has some really weird ads at 3 a.m. Like, there's some pretty creepy ones. Like, you don't know it's an ad, you'll just know that it's something. Like, I don't know if you guys ever heard of footage of a bear. That one's like, it starts off with it's footage of a bear. And like, you'll see like the skippable ads. But instead of things, like it'll just like, they'll click skip now and they'll go to the next thing. And like, it's another ad. And it's for an ad for, it's not Claritin, but it's like a fake medicine. And like, instead of counting down for the skip ad, it counts up. And then later it goes into a little short horror story where the lady becomes like addicted to it. And so she starts seeing things around her, like and while she's driving home, she sees an accident where police are like holding this guy, they basically arrested him, and she sees his dead body next to him, and it's the same guy. Like a guy killed himself, but he's also still alive. It's really weird. I recommend you should watch it. Like, cause it's like, it's just so, like, it messes with you a little bit. Like, you don't know what's going on, but you also want to know more. And like, you'll like just watch it even though you're horrified. Cause like, at the, like, I don't want to spoil it just in case anyone does watch it, but like the very end is just wild. Like, it's absolutely crazy. And then, let's see what other, because Adult Swim has a thing called, I think it was like infomercials. I think that's what the show was called, and that's where they had that show, or that little horror show of footage of a bear. Because they also had one with, it was really horror. It was more like a comedy thing, but also really, really weird. It was about this dude selling brooms that can do anything. Like, they can wash your car, they could cook you food. I don't know. It's just really weird. And so while he's doing things, he says he has a goal to sell like a certain amount of stuff, but we don't know why. Like, he just says, I need to make this much amount of money. I need all of them to buy it, like buy my stuff. And so as he's like showing things, he takes on like I think he was trying to like trim the hedges or something, and he takes on like a hedge cutter and he cuts his arm off. And he's like, no, I'm fine. The root can do anything. It could heal my arm, and like it heals, like it stops the bleeding, and like he just wraps up his arm. And then like more people start buying it, and he's like, yes, keep buying. So he keeps like showing off what it could do, and like the two people that are with him, because it's like he's trying to sell his product, and then the two people who are trying to like ask him like, hey, what does this do, or can it do this, can it do that? And so he's just showing them more and more stuff, and he keeps getting more and more hurt. And so they finally ask him, why do you want to sell so many? He's like, so I could bring back my daughter. Like, and like we find out his daughter died, and so more people start buying stuff. And he's like it's working. Keep buying stuff. And so he keeps showing them even more and more things that the broom could do. And he finally reaches his goal, and then his daughter comes back to life. And then it's like the more they keep buying, the more wonderful things keep happening. Like he's like, now that we sold this amount of money, I got my arm back, and he takes out his arm, and it's like it's all healed and stuff. Like he has his arm back. It's like, I think he brings back his wife too, that also died. It's just a really weird infomercial. Let's see, and they also had a really like funny one where it's this guy selling blades, and he's just selling them. Like he gets calls, and he gets calls from people who are like using them to do bad things. I think one of the calls was like he robbed a store with the stuff he had, and he got a lot of money from it. And then like he starts showing people how to use the blades and stuff. And then the government gets involved, and he's like, "You need to come back. Like they have your wife," and it's really weird. Like I recommend looking at some of the infomercial stuff that they have, because it's it's just really weird. Like what else is there? If you want to watch something like a strange hour, or like if you're getting ready for October, I recommend looking at Local 58. It's like it's not found footage. Maybe it's because like the first thing they came out with was the fastest route available. I think that's what it was called. And it's basically this guy. Oh, you're on the fastest available route. That's what it was called. And this is about this like this person driving on like a highway, and he has a GoPro attached to it, and like the GPS is giving him advice of like where to go. And so he's following the road, and then like it leads him to like the woods, a secluded place in the woods, and he starts hearing noises. And then he tries to back out, and like for a brief moment you see like a monster in the GoPro vision, or the GoPro footage vision. And like that's the thing that's attacking or leading him there. And so he tries to drive away, but then he crashes, and like the footage stops there. Like Local 58 has some really, really, really good ones. I think the best one they had was Contingency. And I won't spoil anything about that one. I just say go look up Local 58 Contingency, and then you will just be freaked out. Like if you get freaked out easily, watch it in the morning. But if you want to have the challenge of like, oh man, I'm not scared of anything, or like nothing can freak me out, watch it at like midnight or something. I don't know. It's up to you. But they have some really, really good stuff. Like they have like I know one of them that like it's a whole story that ties into each other. They have like one about the weather. They have a weird show, or like a weird episode called Show for Kids, Show for Children. And that one's like it's something that shows at 4 a.m. I don't know. It's just really weird. And then they have the newest one, the one that I'm like, man, like I watched. I was like, damn, this is a little creepy. It's like, what if it really happens? Is Real Sleep. Real Sleep is probably like one of the, like they say number 2. It's a Contingency, Real Sleep. You're on the fastest available route, weather service, Show for Children. Those are like the best ones, like in order. It went from like 3 a.m. to like weird stuff on YouTube now. But if you're looking for weird stuff on YouTube, you should also watch Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. That's the title of it. And I think it's 6 or 7 episodes. But like, let's see. Let me look it up real quick. Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. I say watch it because it's just like, it's just mind-boggling. Like, the first episode is about being creative. The second episode is about time. The third is about love. The fourth is about technology. The fifth one's about food. And the sixth one is about like the culmination of everything. It's like the final, I'm not sure how to phrase it, but it's like the like putting the story to an end. But they also just released a trailer for a show. I think it's probably gonna air on TV, but I really hope it's free on YouTube. But I say check out "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared." It's the music's great, the story's great, and then like you'll probably just want to look up like hit things you missed because you will miss a lot of stuff when you first watch it. It's like you know how Pixar has Easter eggs in their movies, like leading up to the next movie or callbacks to old movies. It's kind of like that. Like they have callbacks and they have stuff for the next episode, and it's just like you want to find more and more stuff. Like let's see, I don't know what else happens like at weird hours. Like I know, like if you want like weird shows or something, you should I don't know, because there was like I used to watch a lot of creepypastas. And creepypastas like I'd watch it all the time, and like they had some of I think my favorite one that I watched was I think it was like a deal with the not a deal with the devil. I forgot what it was about, but it's this dude who's like down in his luck. He's about to kill himself, and then like the devil sends him a message saying, "Hey, don't do it." And it's like maybe we can help each other out. And so like he helps the devil get what he wants, but at the same time he gets what he wants. Just that he's not supposed to ask any questions, nor is he supposed to tell anybody. Like at the very end, they'll be like, I think. At the very end of it, he's like, "Your debt is clear with me. Like you don't have to do anything because you already gave me what I wanted." And so the guy basically, the whole story is like the guy finds out he's getting divorced from his wife, and he's also the wife is cheating on him with the pastor of their church, and the pastor's rich. Like he has a ton of money. He's like one of those super church guys, and the devil's like, "You want revenge? Like they're in this room." Or they're in the house. It's like, "I'll let you in. I'll give you a gun." It's like, "Go in. Don't even worry about what's gonna happen." So he kills them. So the guy goes and he's like, "All right, I'm doing." But that's like after a while of talking to the devil, he goes and he kills his wife and the pastor, and the devil shows up with like a ton of cop cars, and the guy thinks he's gonna get arrested, but like they just don't look at him, and they just take away the bodies, and they blame the death of his wife on some like kid who I guess was supposed to like complete his deal with the devil by like taking the fall for it. Let's see what else. But that's a really good one. If I find out the name, I'll say it in the next episode. Like I remember. Like I'm trying to remember a lot of things. To like keep this podcast going. Like I got 7 more minutes to fill out, and I'm not sure what to talk about. Talk about most of the stuff that I already saw. So now I'm looking it up. The name is Becky and Joe, the people who made Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Like they've released some other stuff, and like it's also kind of creepy, but it's also kind of cool at the same time. It's like puppeteering that they do, and I know like some people are kind of weirded out by that. Like they don't like puppets for some reason. And I'm like, I don't know, it's just weird. It's like I can understand like ventriloquist dummies. Like I can understand why people don't like those, but when it comes to puppets, like I don't know how anybody could not like those. Let's see what else. Let's see. Like I think if you want like a good mystery, that's like voiced over on YouTube. What's it called? But it's about this guy who wants to find lost episode, like a lost episode of some old Nickelodeon show, Like, I think they're able to find it after like years of searching. Um, and let's see, what was it called? Let me look real quick. Okay, so the video is called "The Search for Clockman: Nickelodeon's Mysterious Lost Episode" by Blame It on George. That's just like it's almost in a half hour long, like walkthrough of like how this guy put on Reddit that he was looking for this show, how this one guy spent time like emailing, calling, like old Nickelodeon executives, wondering where they got it, and like they finally found it, and it was called the Clockman. And then if you also look up just Clockman Mystery, you'll find it there. It'll be like the first one on search if you want to know about the whole story about it. And then the third one is by AAA Studio, and that is the full version of the Clockman short. And it's in English too, so you'll probably like that. Let's see. Like, man, I used to watch a lot of strange things on YouTube. Like, I used to watch Ghost con camera. I think I might talk about that one later though. I want to hold off on that one. But we're almost at the 30-minute mark, so it's almost over. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Not sure what I was talking about. I kind of want to leave you on a mystery, but I'm not sure what mystery. Let's see if I could think of something. I was gonna leave you guys off with Lisa Lamb. Lisa Lamb. Like that's just a strange mystery, but I think I'm gonna talk about that one on Halloween because it's the possession maybe. So I won't say that one, but I'll try to find. I'll think of one because I'm gonna try to find one right now to see what I can leave you guys on. Okay, so I found one that's kind of semi-interesting. It's about a Hartley family or a Hart family. So in March, an SUV driven by Jennifer Hartley was carrying her wife and 6 adopted children. It just fell off a cliff. Everyone in the family died, and no one knows how and why it happened. But they could only say that the crash was like it looked intentional. Like this, like based on like what they got from the SUV, it came to a stop before it like flew off the cliff. Nobody was wearing a seatbelt. The person driving the car was like a little intoxicated. But people around them say that they were a happy family, and like they're now investigating the whole family, like everything that everyone knew about the family. So that's one mystery, and then I'll leave you with another one. Let's see, I just saw a good one right now. So this one that I found is gonna tie into an episode that I want to release later on. It has to do with more conspiracies. But this is why the Earth didn't move under our feet. So November 11th, a low density seismic wave was detected around the world from like Africa to Chile, New Zealand, Canada, and Hawaii. No one knows what caused the wave, which were the type that like normally be observed at the like end of a significant earthquake. So far, the theories are a meteor strike, a submarine, a volcanic eruption. A funny one is a monster from the deep, and more investigations are continuing. So that one is going to tie into one of the episodes that I want to do about like Earth conspiracy theories. So I'll release that one. Like I don't know. I'll need some to build up evidence on some stuff. If you've ever seen the show BuzzFeed Unsolved, I'll try to do something similar to that, where I go into like full in-depth analysis of what it was and like who believes it, why they believe it, and it's like, is there any truth to some of the theories? So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do in a future episode. I don't know how long it's gonna take me, but just this month is gonna be basically Spooktober. I'll just release like weird things that happen. Like this is the first episode, so like weird things that happen at 3 a.m. The next episode is gonna be like a Twilight Zone and like other shows around that similar thing. Let's see, the next one is gonna be like a full like in-depth analysis on like conspiracy theories, not in-depth, but like no, not conspiracy theories. What am I saying? Creepypastas. And then the last podcast for this month will be on October 31st. So Halloween is going to be about what's it called? What's that thing called? Oh, and possessions, like being possessed by a ghost, spirit, or a demon. So that's the plan for this month, and well, let's see how it goes. All right, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, good. If you did, why? And you'll see the next episode in a couple days. All right, bye.